Hello everyone. Welcome to this video on the changing nature of mobility. Let's imagine for a moment what would happen to our lives with the vehicle of the future. We already have connected vehicles on our roads, about 200 million of those. And autonomous vehicles, that is driverless vehicles, are actually there also. They are being tested in various locations, and you hear of driverless vehicles all the time. And soon you will see them driving on your roads next to you, or maybe you are sitting in one of them. So what would happen to our lives with the vehicle of the future? Well, first of all, we know that safety will be greatly enhanced. The driverless vehicle will not have safety issues like driving intoxicated. I can promise you that. But besides safety, there will be significant impact on other aspects of our lives. If there is a smooth flow of traffic, if there are less accidents because of human error, then that means we might be living further away from urban centers because we can get there much more quickly if we need to. So what does that mean? That means that property prices in urban centers might come down and our lifestyles would evolve accordingly. Another significant area of the changing nature of mobility is the shared aspect of mobility. Many of us no longer want to keep the vehicle, we would use a shared vehicle. What does that mean? Well, one thing which it means is less parking. So if there is less parking required because there are less number of vehicles which are parked and not being used at a particular moment, that means that we have more property available, especially in urban centers. Again, does that impact the price of property? Maybe it becomes less. So that is another area to think about. One final thought, if we are commuting from point A to point B and we are not driving, then what does the driverless vehicle look like? What do we do inside the vehicle? If you are a salesperson, maybe you have your office inside your vehicle and you are working as you are in your office while driving from point A to point B. So yes, there is going to be significant changes in our lives and it would be a transformative time in human society. Here are the technologies which are enabling these changes. So connected vehicles and vehicle automation together is enabling connected and autonomous vehicles. Internet of Things, machine learning, big data, and the shared economy along with the connected and autonomous vehicles is enabling smart cities. And the benefits of that, of course, great improvement in safety, reduce congestion, reduce emissions and use of fossil fuels, improved access to jobs and services, because transportation is one area which enables your access to, let's say, hospitals, education centers, workplaces. So definitely improved access is there, reduced transportation costs, and improved accessibility and mobility is there also. What are the factors which are driving these changes in mobility? We have the four main ones listed over here. So first of all, there is C for connected. We have millions of vehicles which are connected using technology and enabling a better driving experience, a safer driving experience using that technology. Then we have A for autonomous or A for automated. So these are the vehicles which have automation built into them, and the ultimate automation is of course the driverless vehicle. So then we have S for shared, which is the shared model of mobility where we are not owning our vehicles, and that has tremendous aspect on how we utilize those vehicles. And finally E for electric. So electric vehicles are on our roads now and we will be less dependent on fossil fuels as we move forward. Let's talk about the various levels of autonomous vehicles. Basically, there are 5 levels, but we can also include level 0 where there is no automation. But there might be certain tasks which might be automated, such as blind spot warnings, lane departure warnings. However, all driving tasks are performed by the human driver himself or herself. Then we have level 1, which is driver assistance. The vehicle is controlled by the driver, but the vehicle also has a few driving assist features that can provide, for example, steering or braking acceleration assistance. So lane centering or adaptive cruise control is something which is level 1. Level 2 is partial driving automation. The vehicle has combined automated features that can provide, for example, steering and braking acceleration and assistance simultaneously, but the driver must remain engaged in the driving task and monitor the environment at all times. Again, lane centering is an example, and adaptive cruise control simultaneously is also an example. Level 3 is conditional driving automation. The vehicle has an automated driving system capable of full control of the driving task. However, a driver is still a necessity. The driver must respond to requests to intervene and be ready to take control of the vehicles at all times. So an example of this is the traffic jam chauffeur. So if there's a traffic jam, then the driver takes over. Level 4 is high driving automation. The vehicle is designed to perform all driving functions under certain conditions. At this stage of automation, the driver may control the vehicle in limited conditions. So what you have is the local driverless taxi, a pedal steering wheel may or may not be installed even. So that's level 4, and those kind of vehicles are coming on the road now. And then full driving automation, the vehicle is designed to perform all driving functions under all conditions. It may be optional for a driver to control the vehicle at this stage of automation. So same as level 4, but features can drive anywhere in all conditions. Consider a snowstorm. Can an automated vehicle drive in a snowstorm without the driver? So that's the full driving automation. What does all this automation really mean? It means lines of code, and those lines of code can be exploited. They provide threat surfaces. So hackers can hack and get into these vehicles and take control of these vehicles. So today's modern luxury vehicles contains 100 million lines of code. Within the vehicle, we expect about 100 electronic control units. ECUs are the devices which control specific apps. So your infotainment app, your navigation app, it could be your braking system, it could be something else. And the prediction was that by 2020, we would have 250 million of these connected vehicles on our roads. And that's probably true. And we've seen these vehicles being hacked. So in 2015, Jeep Cherokee was hacked, and that led to a recall of 1.4 million vehicles. That means that the threat is out there, and we need to understand automotive cybersecurity, which this course is all about. We also need to look at vehicle to everything communication. So your vehicle is talking now to infrastructure, it will talk to other vehicles, it is talking to the cloud, and it is talking to the pedestrian. So all that communication provides new challenges for cybersecurity. And how do we ensure the privacy of individuals? How do we ensure that the infrastructure is secure? So that's the vehicle to everything communication, and that leads to a conversation on smart cities. We also have to look at the cybersecurity in the automotive supply chain, because each vehicle has about 20 to 30,000 suppliers. So what is the security inbuilt into the supply chain? In this regard, we can look at cybersecurity in Industry 4.0 and how manufacturing needs to adapt and evolve to include best cybersecurity practices in all stages of product development. Finally, what I want to say is that you have to look at this course through the prism of risk. Risk is defined as threat into vulnerability into consequence. So what is the vulnerability which a specific threat can exploit, and what are the consequences of that? What is the impact? And we will be looking at risk from the perspective of in-vehicle security. We will be looking at risk from the perspective of V2X or smart cities, and we will be looking at risk in the automotive supply chain. That is what this course is all about, how to mitigate risk in these three environments so that we, the cybersecurity folks, can add value in this amazing new world which we are going to live in. Thanks for listening to this video, and I will see you in the next module.